Well, one of the way that I embrace uncertainty is by working harder. Because, hey, guess what? I generally don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. But the only thing that I do know is if I don't study today, tomorrow I'm gonna be behind. So, what am I gonna do? Worry about tomorrow, which is something that I generally have no control over. I actually study today so that whatever happens tomorrow, I'll know I kind of have an edge. And sometimes it does not make any sense, because the reason why it does not make any sense sometimes is you might be extremely afraid, or your tomorrow might be so blurry that you have no idea about what it is you got to do. But I'll say at the end of the day, you gotta have not a B plan, but a reset, or maybe in the meantime plan, so that you get something to do and not wait for this next thing, because sometimes the next thing might not be something that is up to you, or something that you can do yourself, and it's somebody else that gonna come and do something, or something else that gonna happen that's related to you, but it's not up to you, and therefore you have no control over it. And yeah, so you just gotta find something to do. So uncertainty, please try to get some work to do. Don't try to stay stay around and not doing anything. Well, and also one thing that I've also realized, at least for the situation that I find myself in, like uncertainty was never like something that just came out of the blue, but usually there's like stuff that happened before that. There's stuff that that I can control that happened before, like this whole uncertainty season, or maybe I'll say period. For example, I'll say you studying for an exam, right? Uncertainty will be what kind of grade that you're gonna have, but one thing that damn well is you can study for the exam, right? So might as well just study more. That's pretty much I'll say not a really big example or a really good example, but like another thing, applying for med school, right? Big uncertainty, so you don't really know where you're going to go to med school at the end of the day. But one thing you do know is, well, hey, you can prep for it. Hey, you can work on your application. Hey, you can get more clinicals, which probably will make you very much likely to get to this specific kind of med school, where having more clinicals might be something that they really like. Or there's multiple other things that you can do in the meantime. That's what I'm trying to show you. And even though the final thing is not something that is totally up to you and something that you can control yourself, but you can just increase your likelihood of doing well or getting in, or whatever good thing that you're trying to attract to yourself, to come to yourself. And I was not saying get it in talking about med school application and nothing like that. I was just talking about the example just to clarify and make it straight. But yeah, uncertainty is never, well, for what I've seen so far, it's never like big uncertainty, and there is nothing you could have possibly done before to prevent it. Talking about a student life, not life in general, because some people will be like, well, there's like stuff that happened. Well, I do know, but I'm talking about a student. That's a student perspective, when it comes to school assignment, when it comes to this next project, which is technically the same thing as school assignment. But yeah, so this is the student perspective on student related stuff, not life, because life is it's something totally different, and that's not something that I can really talk about in 4 minutes. And yeah, so try to see what it is you can do beforehand, before this task is not something that is up to you anymore, it's up to somebody else. And just give your best on those little things that you can actually do, because at the end of the day, those things, they matter a lot. The uncertainty, yes, there is a change factor that comes to it, and I still cannot really understand till this day what's the change factor. It's probably because the fact that human beings are really biased, and then there's like small little things that they do without actually taking in account, or without fully being aware of, and that's where the bias can come from, because that's the only thing that could have possibly explained change, to be honest. Because yes, there is a change factor, but the more you prepare yourself, I'll say, the better or the greater the likelihood of good outcome coming your ways. So just work on that.